sectors, thereby furnishing requisite guidance and proficiency about an assortment of procedures of copyrights, patents and application filing. The workshop would be indeed a podium to foster pioneering minds amid participants and identification of protectable innovations. So without further ado, I would now hand over the podium to Sir.
Hardly a noon now. I would like to wish you all and I say that good afternoon to all. I welcome you all to this session. So here we are going to talk about the very important issue related to a copyright as well as the patent. How to file your patent is. Because the thing is that nowadays there is a lot of duplicate things are coming in the market. And particularly that duplicate is coming out better than the original one. So originality is we are losing out in the market for a longer period. So it becomes a very essential. We have to maintain the originality. For that reason, this subject is being inculcated to you all. In near future, don't legalize anything. Do your own work and get it registered.
Sir, may I come in?
Come in.
Well, it is very essential that how to maintain that originality. Okay? Everyone, for example, you take the case of a Nike shoe. People call it as a Nike, there is another way to write the Nike is there. That market it is available. And that is moving in a very large chunk, rather than the original Nike is not being sold in the market. So ultimately the originality is fading day by day. Okay? Why? Because it is very essential that we have to create the awareness in the minds of the consumer that we must always purchase the original one. So let me tell you, today, what do you mean by basically copyright capital assets? And then let me tell you about how to file the patent. What is the process of filing the patent? Okay. Now, before that, let me tell you what is a capital asset is. Any asset which you have got for a longer period, longer life is there. That is basically called as a capital assets. Some capital assets we used to depreciate, but in the balance sheet, but where we don't depreciate, we don't touch some other type of the capital assets. Because the reason is that the capital asset is being divided into two parts, that is a tangible and intangible. What do you mean by basically a tangible means? Anything, any asset that you can feel, touch and say. Say for example, it is the tangible and the intangible assets is made only for the blind person. Because when you bring a blind person inside the room and you ask him to touch each and everything, he can tell you, yes, this is a chair and this is a board and this is light and this is like there's so many things he can be able to find out. But if you tell him goodwill, if you tell him copyright, you tell him about the trademark, you tell him about the patent, he can't be able to understand what is it. Because it is not, he can't touch and have enough feelings. Even if, forget about that the blind person is, you take and say that the person who is having eyes, he can't say that what is a goodwill is about. He can't say what is a patent is about. So, that is the reason the capital asset is being divided in the two parts in the balance sheet is. Once you understand about what is a capital asset is, now the next thing is that what is an intellectual property is. See, if you buy a house, you are calling it as a property. Okay, if you have got an essay that your plant and machinery, you are saying it is your property. But what the author will say if he write the book, it is his property. So intellectual means what? Something, a new idea that has been generated and that has been put in the form of an essay, that asset. Because it is going to give him an essay, that royalty out of it. A chunk of an essay, that's some amount he will be getting for writing that particular thing or designing or bringing some artistic work or maybe some type of an essay, that movies he have made it out. Okay? So these are all to be get registered. Because immediately in India, there is a, not only in India, across the globe I am telling you, people immediately try to copy the things. Okay? Now, so therefore it is a very essential that we have to get it copyright for that things. Like for example, currently you can see in the market a new, the music came by tapping their legs or something. Okay? It was, and I say that Telugu film where it has started, then it is came in and say that the different films does make, they are using it out, and people are using on their own way of tapping the things. So what is the reason is? You are changing the originality. You are not supposed to change the originality. Whatever is the original, it's an original. You cannot modify the things. So, let me tell you about an essay that intellectual property is an umbrella terms for set for intangible assets. Because there is no need, we cannot call your building or a plant, machinery, equipments. This cannot be called as an asset of intellectual property. Any intangible asset, that is called as an intangible property. And this is to be protected from all the quarter. And that should not be had in any misuse. Now what is those consist of? I told you that trademark, patent and the copyright. And what happens basically out? Unauthorized use of these assets create some problem in the market. So people don't follow the original one, they start following the duplicate one. And finally, it is to be protected because it is to be protected legally. The reason is that it has got some expiry values. Say for example, if you say that the patent fades out within 20 years. Till that 20 years, you have to maintain that. Copyright, maximum 70 years after the Berne Conventions. In the USA passed one act that they said that after maybe say that 90 years it was got extended. So that is some time limit through which you should not touch that ideas. Let me tell you, what is the reason is, you know anything about it? I said Leonardo da Vinci, the person who made the Mona Lisa, this one. That particular, what is say that whatever the art piece, it's all been quite outdated. People are making a fun out of it. They are producing for some funds, like laughing sometimes. Now they are misusing it out because it has got expired. So this type of misuse should not take place. Now, coming to the copyright. What is a copyright means? Copyright law protects the created original material from unauthorized duplications or use. For an original work to be protected by the copyright law, it is to be in an intangible form. In the US, the work of the creator is protected by the copyright law until 70 years after their death. I told you 70 years. Now after the Berne Convention, it has become, say, 90, or sometime the even Copyright Protections Act, which has been passed in the US in the 2000, if I'm not making it 2001 or something, where it has gone now up to 120 years. So that means the more protection is given to your intangible assets. Alright? So coming to the next one, what are the copyrights? Normally the people say that, sir, what it does not include? It does not include, say, any discovery you are making it up, or any idea you are bringing it out, or any concept that has been developed, or any theory has been developed. Like you talk about and say Archimedes principle. You talk about and say that Madame Curie found out, say, radium. Those are not covered by the copyright. Aryabhat found an say zero, and we are all using the zero without taking his permission. There is something we have to take the permission. Once the permission is being granted by the original author, without changing the originality, you have to develop something new in that thing. Some new concept you have to derive out of it. If such a thing is not being made, then we call it as it has been plagiarized. So keep it one thing in mind. In a near future, you write something, or you design some music. Say for example, HMB, if you know called as an HMB or called as a plate, a type of say that music plate, which came in India during the period of the Britishers. But after some time, that plate has got vanished from the market, because it has got a life. Within that life, one should know names are there, logos are there. Okay? All these are not covered by, say, basically copyright. Now the question comes when the student says, sir, what copyright actually includes? The copyright includes basically the speech. Right now I am giving the speech. It has been recorded. After whatever I have been specified, whatever I have been telling over here, and somebody is recording that and then he is going to deliver it some other place, because it is not been copyright protected. Once it is been protected, nobody can challenge that. Let me tell you, earlier we used to write this copyright by using putting a circles, and then inside that we write the word C. Now after the Berne Conventions, this is not required. Anytime you protect your assets, you will get one symbol called as a zero, and circle in the circle, that is the C, will be there, and your name will be engraved in that. So it means what? It is being copyrighted. So those things are now not required, because we have entered into an agreement with them to say that 27 countries across the globe, that if anybody who tried to copy this, we can able to take it to the court. There is no need to put that symbol, because there are some countries we have joined together so that it should not be misused by some other countries. Now, music scores, suppose A.R. Rahman is designing some music and you are overpowering on that, then he can take you to the court. Like for example, there are so many old songs, very old songs, now they are being converted into the form of a disco music. Now if the original author is there or original composer is there, he can claim. But subject to condition that if it is the quite old song, If it has been designed in 1900, then nobody can do anything to it. You can use it. If any song that has come in 1965, that means still you cannot use it. But people are using it. You have been hearing, and I say that the different types of music in your video or in your WhatsApp, wherever you are listening to it, it's all plagiarized one. There is no original person is there right now behind to talk about this particular song. Or sometimes it is possible that the copyright has been sold to and say that to that person. Like Asha Bhosle, R.D. Burman ka jitna bhi gana hai, she has sold it to the market. What is the reason is she wants that the new generation should know that what is that song is about, how he has composed the music is. So altogether it is becoming, I say that something, a type of a business. Okay? Okay. Now coming to the next one. What is a fact patent is? Like the person will say that, sir, mobile phone is an invention. No. It is an extension of the telephone. It is not an invention. The invention is, and I say that, which has got a tendency to create some new RO in the market is. So then only you can say that is an invention. Say for example, you found out and say that COVID vaccine. Can we take it under the patent? No. There are some conditions are there. Let us talk about what are those conditions. These things are not patentable. Like for example, invention that are trivial or say the contrary to the natural law. आपने law को तोड़ के, natural law को तोड़ के कोई print किया हुआ. Like for example, we got a 5G, we got a 4G. Anybody can say that it's a 5G and 4G. वो patent कर ही नहीं सकते. Because you have made that thing by violating and say that nature. You are spreading and say that, what do you say, so many ultra ray in the globe, and that you are spoiling the nature completely out, and you are making that as I say that a 4G and 5G. You cannot call it as a patent. No, anybody can say 4G and 5G. Second thing, invention which goes against the public morality. अगर कोई भी ऐसे इन्वेंशन कर रहे हो, ठीक है, and it is well accepted by the people, but it is against their moral ethics. It is harming the personality of the person. So it is not an say that you cannot patent that. Third thing is that invention that are mere discovery of something that already exists in nature. Like for example, रामदेव बाबा कहता है, एलोवेरा से मैंने शैम्पू बनाया हुआ जिससे the lady will get a lot of hairs, and he will sometimes he will say that you will use this dantmanjan and your this thing will become a strong. Your gum will become strong. No, he cannot patent that. Because the reason is that it is already exist in nature. एलोवेरा तो पहले से ही है. अब तुमने उसको यूज किया हुआ है, that means तुमने नेचर के अगेंस्ट गए हो. ठीक है? And you are, see, if the human being is using something which is available in the nature, and then they say that I have produced out of it, that cannot be taken as a say that a patent. Then the question comes out, I will tell you one thing. Mere mixing of a mixture leading in the aggregate of properties of non-patentable. Like let me tell you one thing. In US recently, they claimed that हल्दी का दूध हमने बनाया। भैया हल्दी का दूध तो हमारे फोरफादर ने बनाया, because we didn't patent that। हम लोगों ने उसको, हमें पता नहीं था उसको पेटेंट करना करके। यूएस लॉ ने कहा कि हमने इन्वेंट किया हुआ इसे, तो हम इसमें यूज करेंगे। तब इंडियन गवर्नमेंट ने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि आपने ही ये पेटेंट लॉ बनाया हुआ है, इसमें जो नेचर को यूज करके बनाएगा, ठीक है, तो इट कैन नॉट बी पेटेंटेबल। आप कह रहे हो, हाउ कैन यू मेक द हल्दी एज अ पेटेंट? हल्दी इज ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्ट इन द नेचर। When haldi is already there, हल्दी का दूध तुमने उसको मिक्स करके बनाया हुआ, even you mix anything, then also it is not patentable. Similarly, I will give you another example. Recently it came in an essay that, a couple of us said that month back it came in the news that क्या होता है, एग्रीकल्चर के जो एग्रीकल्चर करता है उसको बहुत अच्छी तरह पता है। Normally what they do is, फर्स्ट डे जो चावल होता है ना, उसमें पानी डाल के रखते हैं, उसको नेक्स्ट डे has found out this. They have got some idea, through that idea they have generated this. With what? It already existing in the nature. So, horticulture, agriculture method of non-patentable. Like for example, Russian government says that we will give you a new tiller to sow your seeds in the agriculture field. या इंडियन गवर्नमेंट जाके फॉरेन से नया इक्विपमेंट प्रोक्यूर कर रहे हैं, आर दे पेटेंटेबल? नो, दे आर नॉट। सिमिलरली मेडिसिन, जैसे रामदेव बाबा कहते हैं च्यवनप्राश खाओ, डाबर भी कहते हैं च्यवनप्राश खाओ। आर दे पेटेंटेबल? नो, एब्सोल्युटली नॉट। च्यवनप्राश तो हमारे, व्हाट डू यू कॉल इट, our ऋषि एंड मुनि हैव फाउंड आउट दोस थिंग्स। हमारे जो व्हाट इज से दैट दादी, उन्होंने फाइंड आउट किया हो। ये किसने फाइंड आउट किया हुआ? फ्रॉम वेयर द कॉन्सेप्ट इज बीइंग डिराइव्ड, च्यवनप्राश। अब ये इन्होंने तो नहीं डिराइव किया हुआ, they have read so many Upanishads and so many what do you say that different types of Vedic books, वहां से इस वर्ड को निकाला हुआ च्यवनप्राश करके। ये उनका कोई पेटेंट नहीं है। तो रामदेव बाबा या से डाबर और से जंडूबाम कोई भी होगा, they cannot claim that it is being made by them. कल अगर आपको कोई एक नया सा दूसरा च्यवनप्राश करना है, करो, कोई परवाह नहीं, नो प्रॉब्लम। You are allowed to make it out because you are using the nature. Amla, when it is made of an amla is not belongs to the dabar. Amla is not belongs to, let's say that, belongs to, let's say, what do you say, Patanjali. So, any mixture, look at any medicine, curative or let's say prophylactic or diagnostic, therapeutic for treating the diseases in human and animals are non-patentable. Like for example, you got recently say that COVID vaccine. Can you patent that COVID vaccine? No. It is being given for the welfare of the community. But it will be within the limit of the government purview. Government के हाथ से बाहर नहीं जा सकता। Nobody can make it and say that COVID vaccine of its own, क्योंकि उसको एक limitations किया हुआ उस जगह पे। So that is the reason, like essential biological process for production or propagations of animals and plants is not an invention. That's what I am telling you. Like जब COVID के टाइम में वैक्सीन आया था, you cannot do all those things. Now coming to the next one. Simple mathematical or business or computer program are not any inventions. एक किसी ने कह दिया कि सर मोबाइल फोन में मैं कैलकुलेटर बना दिया, तो कैलकुलेटर इज ऑलरेडी देयर वेरी बिग, कैलकुलेटर के पहले और कुछ था। तो यू कैन नॉट, बिकॉज कैलकुलेटर का पेटेंट राइट है पहले से, बिकॉज इट इज बीन इन्वेंटेड बाय समवन। अब देखो फॉर एग्जांपल लोग किया था Prahlad, Aribhat and all these people, when they found out all those things, that has been taken from those articles and it has been reproduced in a new form. So therefore it is not necessarily your invention. You are giving a development to that inventions. That's it. So let us talk about an essay, topography of an integrated circuit is not patentable. Say for example you are making some device, up देखो, you got a GPS, it tells you that where you have to go. नहीं भैया ये तो ऑलरेडी पहले ही निकाल दिया, but it was not brought near to the say that consumers. Okay. They have studied this through by they say that through the ship where there is a compasses are there, using that concept they have created this GPSs. तो तूने कहीं से तो पढ़ने के बाद ही उसको डेवलप किया ना, so it is not an invention. कंपास किसने फाइंड आउट किया था? That is an essay invention. जिस टाइम में during the period of Aryans or say the Mauryan period, that time the compass was found out. So that whoever is found out that thing that is being developed, and you are using it as a now today as a GPS, using the electronic form, all of the same thing. Okay. Now coming about a traditional knowledge is not an invention. सर मैं गीता से एक नया सर एक मैनेजरियल टॉपिक बनाया था, या मैंने एक प्रोटोटाइप थिंग बनाया था, या यू मेड इट फ्रॉम एन एसे योर ट्रेडिशनल नॉलेज. Again don't say that is your invention. It is not patentable. Then comes on and say that atomic energy inventions are non-patentable. अब तुम सैटेलाइट फाइंड आउट किया, अग्नि उड़ाया था उसने, ठीक है, इंडिया ने अग्नि उड़ाया होगा, यहाँ से सैटेलाइट बनाया, वहां से ये बनाया. So there is so many things have been. एटॉमिक बॉम्ब फाइंड आउट किया था. That does, you are making an atomic bomb or something like this, using some energy. That means you are using the natural resources. I told you, anything that has been made from the natural resources cannot be a patent. Very beginning I told you. So these are the things you have to keep it in mind. अब एक स्टूडेंट कहेगा सर फिर क्या पेटेंटेबल है, कहीं भी कुछ नहीं हो सकता है. It should be an invention. It should be an invention. Invention means what? Some discovery. Okay. जब कोलंबस ने ट्रैवल करके he said that this is an essay that अमेरिका करके उसने बताया था, that is a discovery. He has not used any natural resources or something like that. Okay? So, वो डिस्कवरी उसने किया था, उसको वो पेटेंटेबल कर सकता था, but those days there is no patentable act was there. So people call it as an essay he found out. वास्को दा गामा गया तो उसने भी कहा कि it is an American, sorry, it is an essay that India something like he said that. So it was not. So it is a very essential that whenever you are making a new inventions, why I am teaching you all these things, any of you become an essay that expert in the near field, because it has been found in the education this time, people from an essay that different institutions are making something new and they are calling that it is to be patentable. And when they say it is a patentable, the government of India say that patent commission says that we will not do this. At that time they will get and say that disappointed when I found out this, why you are not patenting this. You are not found, you are not. That means you should know how to draft the plan so that any layman can be able to understand what you want to, what you have conceived. अगर वो लेमैन को समझ में नहीं आ रहा, उसे प्रॉपर ड्राफ्टिंग नहीं किया. ड्राफ्टिंग मीन्स व्हाट? यू हैव टू डिजाइन. Whatever you have discovered, you have to make the prototype of that thing. So that you given a say, one which is an intangible, given a tangible look to it. जब तक उसका tangible look नहीं दोगे, वो पूरा ही intangible nature में रहेगा. तो other may not able to understand that. Okay. So, the drafting part, and that plays a very important role. Then comes out and say that filing of the patent applications. Let me tell you, if you want to file an applications, you have to fill certain forms. Form 1 and 2. If you are going to say that's a startup, then you have to fill the form 7. Form 1 and 2, where you will give all your information, okay, related to that product, usability of that product, the limitations in the product, where you are going to find out, where you are going to apply, and which society you are going to apply, which community will be using that. Everything to be very clearly specified in the form. But basically for the startup, a form 7 is required, because when startup comes in the market, it always comes with some new ideas. This is what the government has got the feelings. But nowadays the startup which is coming, they don't have any new ideas. So ultimately, this part is not playing much important. Then comes out filing of the patent application. I told you, before filing, it is not easy to file the patent. You cannot file the patent. Yes, I found out this and I filled the application saying I am filing it out. No, it has got a procedure is there. You have to cross all the procedures. It will take minimum, once you file your applications, it will take minimum 18 months. Minimum 18 months to go to the next level. Why? What is the reason? आपने कुछ एक इन्वेंशन किया हुआ है, वो कहीं ह्यूमन रेस को अफेक्ट कर दिया तो that is very dangerous. This is what happened with when atomic bomb was found out. You know that it is a very dangerous one, and US used it in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Why? Without understanding the effect of that invention. So ultimately what happened? The whole human race got eradicated from this earth. So if such a thing happens, such a human environmental disrupt take place, then it will be called as a human rights violations. So then whatever you are patenting it out, it is to be published. Published means what? Not to put in the newspaper or something like that. No. It will be put in front of the forum. The forum will see the applicability and the usability of that particular prototype. It will go to a certain scientific community. It will go to the intellectual capitals. It will go to a certain expert in that particular field. It will go to the different countries to know their views. This is called as publications. Minimum it will take, say, 2 years to complete these publications. Unless and until the 2 years is not complete, that is the 24 months is not complete, it is not possible to go to the next steps. Now, once the publication is made, a request will be made for the examination of that particular product. Once suppose some invention is made, then that medicine or something is inoculated not on the human being, but it is inoculated on the animals. Why? If anything, because in human right it has been said, if any touch and go take place with any of the another human being, lead to any distractions or disruptions, then in that case, the person who has produced will be put behind the bar. He has to face the criminal proceedings. To avoid all these things, that is why the inventor, they used to take, let's say, animal to test. Okay? So, you have to say that now your patent is to be examined, put into the examinations. Once that that publication is being made, then all the scientific communities or all these people, they will start examining the things. Once that examination is being done, आजकल वो आपको जो मिल रहा है IIC mark and all these things. What do you mean by that? ISI 9001 and all these things. Because that is, say, a standard is being created for the product, and they are getting to say that the patent is being standardized or not. It gives you an assurance that there is no harm in using that particular product. Okay? Then comes out when I say that once it has been put into the examinations, then it will be, then the feedback will be taken related to it. Any objections which is raised by the community will be taken care. Any objection raised by the institutions will be taken care. Any objections raised by the country, that will also be taken care. When all these things are accepted as a whole, then also you will not get a, say, grant of patent. Before giving the grant of patent, once again a check will be performed whether any originality is already available in the market. If there any originality is there, and if any one part, or even I say that suppose you are producing something, in that 10% of the part also having some originality is there, which is being copied from somewhere, then immediately your patent will get cancelled. Whereas the patent is given for the inventions and cannot be sold, or you cannot import without the inventor's permissions. Copyright has a limited scope, can be applied to all sort of work, artistic work, maybe poetry, music, film, artwork, photography. Whereas the patent is used to protect the, say, technical know-how. Copyright is registered, is very, for a similar period of, let's say, 60 years तक के मैंने लिखा हुआ है, right? Bernese conventions के बाद 70 years हो गया, उसके बाद it becomes, let's say, that 120 years from the date of the death of that person. Whereas patent जो है वो 20 इयर्स तक ही रजिस्टर हो सकता है। ठीक है, अगर उस पेटेंट को अगर आपने रिप्रोड्यूस किया, nobody will say anything to you. Let me tell you, Tide, Surf, these are called as I say old patented products. But now it has been reused by some other community because they have acquired the patent from the original producers. Then comes up my last slide, in which I am going to tell you that copyright registration, the owner can reproduce or distribute the original work without any hazards. But patent is granted to the invention such compositions involved in elements or particular process. उस प्रोसेस को हम छेड़ नहीं सकते। पेटेंट में आप उसको छेड़ सकते हैं अगर उसने ऑथर ने आपको परमिशन दिया तो। अगर ऑथर ने नहीं दिया तो you cannot do that. Patent Copyright Act averts the activity of duplicity and replications of the original work, and patent prevents the other from stealing the notion behind the inventions. Finally, the artistic creator can apply the copyright registered at any time, whereas patent for the inventions cannot be obtained once disclosed to the general public or made available in the marketplace. With that, I want to thank all of you for